Hey everybody, so I just want to tell you a story about a co-op closing we just had last week as I sit on my stoop here at 23 Washington Square North. Now you all know my address. And I just want to tell you we had a really interesting closing for a number of different reasons. Some good, some just interesting, and I'll get into them and maybe you'll find value in this story. So first and foremost, we had some clients who are both medical professionals, very valued in their field, and during this pandemic, one of them was forced into a role that she wasn't accustomed to doing because of coronavirus and the doctors that kind of got called into duty. So she was very noble in doing so, and it really tied her up for the early part of the pandemic. We conveyed that information to the co-op board that she was applying towards, and they actually waived her and her husband's board interview. Now, this is really a crazy thing for a number of reasons. For starters, it's a Fifth Avenue co-op board, and if you know Fifth Avenue buildings, they are notoriously difficult, and this building was incredibly understanding, incredibly compassionate, and incredibly wise for approving two wonderful people that otherwise would have likely gotten approved anyway had they conducted an interview. But they waived the interview, so that was the first reason. And the second reason why it's pretty miraculous is because even being a Fifth Avenue co-op board or not, people just don't waive co-op interviews. I mean, co-op interviewing is such a keystone process of the board purchase process in New York City. So the fact that they waived it was just unbelievable. So that was one really interesting detail. Really, it restores your faith in co-op humanity in many ways. And another really interesting thing is towards the end of the transaction, a lot of you are wondering, what in-contract deals might be looking like during this pandemic. Well, they did retrade the apartment, so we were able to secure a $200,000 discount on the property, which was roughly 5% of the purchase price. So my clients were able to secure a really healthy discount, which I think was great for them. It kind of gave them a renewed vigor to purchase the apartment. They were obviously a little bit concerned with what the world might look like coming out of this. And then for the sellers, the seller was wise to take the deal because they knew this was a good buyer. This was the bird in hand, as we often say in the industry. So we were able to close last week without a hitch. We did the walkthrough virtually. The super had been very accommodating. A lot of things fell into place. If you read my newsletter about a month ago about our buyer who closed early in the pandemic, it takes a lot of things to fall into place, and they did, and we were lucky to close. And I'm very happy for our buyers who are going to undertake this extensive renovation on a really, really dramatic Fifth Avenue co-op. We wish them lots of luck. We'll be selling their other apartment very soon, hopefully, and just wanted to share that story with you. Take care.